Well, that was Every Breath You Take by The Police, and you're listening to Heart FM with me, Andrew Weems. Allow me to introduce our special guest on the show today, Rachel Selwood, a new director here to tell us about the highly anticipated film Cats 90 Lives. It's a pleasure to have you on the show, Rachel.
Thanks for having me.
Now we're going to start talking about all the little things you did as well as the film, such as the trailer, poster, and the magazine cover that was recently released. You had influences in all of these, didn't you?
I did.
So what conventions influenced the products?
I think the magazine cover challenges the conventions of other media products. Usually on other magazines it shows people's faces to draw a buyer in, but I wanted the intrigue of the image to do that. And also most of the people buying that magazine would buy it every week anyway, so the image could be my own choice.
Did a very conventional trailer though, didn't you? Any reasons for that?
It did follow the usual form of trailer, with an introduction to the story, then a montage of images from the movie, all put to appropriate music, and finally finishing with an end clip from the movie that draws the audience into the storyline. In the same way, it uses conventions for a fantasy/adventure trailer by containing clips that really don't make any sense unless you've watched the movie. The editing also has a dreamy effect on some of the clips to add to this convention.
What about the poster?
The poster was quite different to other fantasy posters. Usually an adventure fantasy poster would contain many different characters all on one poster, have so much detail in them. But after trying several drafts, we decided it was best as just one character and added the sword to make it fancy in the purple colour.
How did this all fit together, the trailer and the other products?
I think it worked very effectively together. I was careful to keep the genre evident throughout, which contains them all. And also I used the same character, Cat, dominantly in all products, as she's the main character. I think that most obvious way they work, because then hopefully audiences would recognise the style of each and the characters. I used an air of mystery in each of them, which makes them work well together, as an audience would go to find out more about the film, and still be left with a curious feeling, which is what we want, so they go and watch the film when it is released.
What kind of features did you use to make this all come together?
Well, I used the same font types and styles in all of them to make it recognisable, and the colours are bright and deep. The gun she uses features in two of the products, and part of the scenery in the poster is the same as in the trailer.
Is it?
Yes, the wall she's leaning on is. The sword was just more fitting and interesting than the gun, and I wanted the poster to portray the genre of fantasy and adventure more than the magazine, because the magazine can be opened and read whenever, whereas the poster is only seen. And you have to get as much of this message across as you can about the film, which is what the tagline is at the bottom.
Well, only the past truly knows us.
That's the one!
So this week the teaser trailer for Cats 90 Lives has been released. I've heard it had stunning feedback.
It did! I did much research on that and went along, actually, using my target audience all along the way. I had to change the trailer towards the end though, before I got to the final broadcast, because my audience had said it wasn't clear enough what the film was about, and the voiceover was really very difficult to hear.
I see why that would be a problem.
Indeed, but I played around with it a bit, decided what worked best for the trailer, and went with my instincts. But other than those, the feedback was really positive. They enjoyed the concept of the film, and all said they were glad you watch it. So yeah, that was good.
Good. Was it the same for the poster and magazine cover?
For the magazine cover, yes. I had much influence over the design of the cover that Flick King published, and I got exactly what I wanted from the audience feedback. They said it showed the genre and it was eye-catching and interesting, and they would definitely read it, especially as most of them already seen the trailer.
Well, what more could you ask for?
Getting good review would be nice.
Well, some of our listeners here at Heart FM want to know, what technology did you use? There's so many out there to choose from nowadays. How did you decide which is best?
It's always best to use something that matches what you're trying to do. Almost any kind of media technology can be good, but only if it suits the purpose. For the trailer, I used nothing more than iMovie on an Apple Mac and uploaded that onto our YouTube page.
Is that how you got all your feedback?
No, as the trailer's fairly new and isn't really designed for pictures, when I gathered the audience feedback, I found that Facebook was an effective place to post any of the trailer, poster or mag cover and see what people think. So easy to use, and you can make a specific page for it then. You can even advertise and specify your audience using age and what they search for within Facebook itself.
What about Twitter?
It works the same, but you need followers for that.
Ah, I see. What did you use for the poster and the magazine?
I used the same on both, which was a mixture of InDesign and well-known Photoshop. The images taken were using a high-definition digital camera and the computer programs did the rest. In fact, the filming was also using the high-def camera and a simple tripod. Our scene plans were all hand-drawn and scanned onto the computer, and the internet was used for pretty much all of the research.
That's quite a list.
A necessary one when it comes to making and marketing a movie.
I think I'll stick to this job then.
I can understand that, but it's all worth it in the end, and I'm happy with the final products, and I can't wait for the release.
Neither can the rest of us. I'm sure it'll be a fantastic watch.
Let's hope so.
Well, I'd just like to say thank you again for joining us, Rachel.
My pleasure.
Well, from everyone here at Heart FM, I wish you the greatest success in your movie Cats 90 Lives. I'm going to play a well-known track from the movie. It's Poison by Alice Cooper.